let's waste no time too over this. You already queued it up, man. Let's get into it. This was a lot of fun just to sit back and sip a daddy soda last night and just scroll through X. Mandy kept looking at me going, what are you grinning about over there? It's these Bears fans, man. They keep you entertained. They've got the world by the tail. They got everything figured out until they don't. So if you guys have been living under a rock for the last few hours, obviously Maxx Crosby was traded, right? Well, here is how everything unfolded. Stuff started to ramp up. And give a shout out here to a Bears account at Shy Bears Muse over on X said the Chicago Bears and Dallas Cowboys are the final two teams in full pursuit for Maxx Crosby. The star defensive end could be traded very soon. We're down to two. They got a picture here side by side, all dramatic. Both guys looking very serious, right? You got Ryan Poles off to the side with that stone cold glare. This elite general manager of the National Football League, right? And then you got Jerry Jones over here. It looks like he doesn't know whether to crap or go blind, so he's just going to close one eye and fart. And he's still making decisions for the Dallas Cowboys. Absolutely hilarious, right? So there you go. It's down to two teams, according to Bears fans. It's down to two teams. Let's scroll along. Another Bears fans, Jack, at Jack_BFR. Shout out to him. Losing Drew Dahlman saved the Bears $13.5 million. So they lost their starting center. He decided to retire early. I wonder why. Still don't know, man. Is it injuries? It could be. Is it family issues? Could be. Could be the weirdness of Ben Johnson, too. It could be the awkwardness of Caleb Williams and that interaction and everything in between. I don't know. Maybe. I'm just speculating, right? So you lose Drew Dahlman, saves the Bears $13.5 million. Getting rid of DJ Moore saved the Bears $16.5 million. Boy, you're saving all kinds of money here, right? Getting rid of Tremaine Edmonds saved the Bears $15 million. All of this for one man. And he's got a picture of Maxx Crosby and the Chicago Bears uniform. So they're just gearing everything up. They're ready to roll. Maxx Crosby is about to be a Chicago Bear. I mean, for the love of God. Bears Muse just confirmed, man, it's down to two teams. It's the Cowboys and the Bears. That's it. Let's go, Ryan Poles. Finish the deal, right? Wrong. Ian Rappaport. The Raiders are trading star edge Maxx Crosby to the Baltimore Ravens for pick number 14 and additional compensation per me and Tom Pelissero. Blockbuster trade. So notice, go back to the top tweet here. There's no mention. Let me look a little closer. Make it a little closer. Yeah, there's no mention of the Ravens in that tweet. Could it be that Bears Muse just pulled this out of his ass and just thought, let's fire that out there? And I mean, it got all kinds of interaction, didn't it? 78,000 views, right? 1,100 likes. A lot of Bears fans just piled in like they do. They just get in line and follow what everybody's saying. So the Bears evidently were not really in it, or were they? You know, that's the big question. So Ian Rappaport obviously tweeting that it got done to the Ravens. Now, I love the fact that it seems like the Bears were never really in it. That's what it feels like, right? Diana Rossini said both the Baltimore Ravens and the Dallas Cowboys have been working on this for days. They kept communication with the Raiders. The Jacksonville Jaguars were another team trying to put together a big trade package that would get it done. Ravens win. All right. So again, she had quote tweeted herself from earlier today. It said Crosby had his eye on the Cowboys, Ravens, and Patriots for weeks. Baltimore makes a gigantic splash. Guess correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but I don't see the Bears mentioned anywhere in Diana Rossini's tweet. She's talking about the Ravens, the Cowboys. I didn't know the Jags were in on it. Evidently, the Jags were in the hunt there too, right? However, Crosby had his eye on the Patriots. Notice it didn't say that Crosby had his eye on the Bears. Now, there were Bears fans tweeting out, Crosby wants to be a Bear bad. That's what I'm hearing. It's leaked here, blah, 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 blah. Now, you guys know we always talk about we are not experts on this channel. We're not insiders, right? I actually had someone within the building that gave me details on the Jordan Love contract extension, the guaranteed money aspect. He said, all I can give you is the guaranteed money aspect. And, you know, I tweeted it out and said, hey, I don't know how good I feel about it. I might be getting set up here. And again, we're not trying to be insiders, but if I've got info, I want to share it with you guys, right? So I fired it out there. Lo and behold, it ended up being true. Bang, he nailed it right on the money. Okay, cool. So that source is good, right? But again, I don't want to get caught up in that world. I don't want to pretend like something I'm not. I'm just a fan. I'm a fan talking Packers on a daily basis. So when it comes to stuff like this, I try to distance myself. You got other fan bases, boy, they want to press in. They want to be insiders. They want to be in there in the mix. Like we had inside information early on Christian Watson's injury going into his rookie training camp, right? And again, I'm still hesitant to say where we got the information. If you listen to an interview I did with a family member, you know exactly where I got it from. I had people within my circle going, man, you need to tweet that out. That's breaking news. That's huge. You got to that before Schefter and everybody else and blah, 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 blah. Obviously talking about the injury was no big issue at all. No one at 1265 was leaking that information out, right? And I don't want to put a family member in an awkward position with the team. And now it puts Christian Watson in an awkward position with the team, right? But it was basically floating cartilage in his knee is what it was. No big deal. They're going to go in there, a little scope work, and he's going to be good to go by the time the season starts, right? So, again, we could have blasted out there, and I don't want to do that. I just want to be a fan and talk ball. That's it, man. Talk the X's and O's. So it is funny that these folks kind of approach it that way. Now, Jane Slater went on to tweet, quote, "We would not give up 2 first-rounders was what I reported this week per a team source, and they stuck to it." Talking about the Cowboys. If you guys don't know, Jane Slater is top-notch professional reporter, covers the Dallas Cowboys. As one person familiar with the situation explained, quote, "We talked about a lot of things, but the 2 first-rounders was just something they simply weren't going to move off of. Dallas moves on." Now, I wonder why they wouldn't give up 2 first-rounders. Think about this. They just traded away a much better edge rusher in Micah Parsons for 2 first-rounders, right, and a player. So if they turn around and they give those 2 first-rounders back to another team for Maxx Crosby, you basically said you would essentially have said we traded Micah Parsons for Maxx Crosby is really what it comes down to, right? That makes no sense at all, right? You could tell that Jerry's in the background going, this is what I'm trying to say here. Jerry's in the background. Jerry Jones is going, we screwed up, shouldn't have traded Micah. We should have got ahead of this and kept good communication with him and not tried to go around his agents and all that. And actually, we would still have a better edge defender. So the Dallas Cowboys are kind of running circles around themselves trying to figure out how to fix this whole debacle with the Micah Parsons situation. So the last thing they could afford to do is give up 2 first-rounders. So that's why Baltimore wins the race, right? And again, the Bears were never in it. Lamar Jackson knew early. This is how you know all of the Bears stuff was BS, because after Lamar Jackson tweeted this out, that's when the Bears fans started saying, oh, it's going to be the Bears. The Bears are in the front run, blah, 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 right? So ESPN had noticed it as well. Notice the time on this stamp down here at the bottom. That tweet Lamar Jackson put out of Denzel Washington going, boom, right? And everybody's going, whoa, what does that mean? I actually retweeted it out in real time as well. That came in at 2:09 p.m. yesterday, far before anything was announced. After this tweet, there were Bears fans saying that the Bears are going to get Maxx Crosby. The Bears are going to get Maxx Crosby. When in all honesty, Lamar Jackson was informed at 2:09 p.m. yesterday that the Maxx Crosby deal was pretty much done. Now, was it the team that reached out to him? Probably. They're probably in communication with Lamar Jackson. But also, I would just about guarantee you Maxx Crosby said, hey, give me Lamar's number, shot him a text, say, hey, bub, I'm joining you, right? So, again, it's just further details, further confirmation, I guess you could say, that these Bears fans were absolutely just talking out of their ass all day yesterday. Now, I love the fact that Diana Rossini runs a victory lap here from February 7th. Those in the comment section below must be having a hard night. So she tweeted out on February 7th, the Raiders' decision to sideline Maxx Crosby for the regular season's final 2 games did not sit well with their star pass rusher. Crosby remains under contract, but there's a strong sense in the league circles that he could be had in a trade. Now, again, this typically happens. With the Jair Alexander situation, we've seen it happen firsthand. There was a portion of the fan base that was all in the mentions on Twitter saying that they actually included me when I was just kind of repeating what I'm hearing about the Jair Alexander situation, which basically sounded like he's probably going to be gone. It was, you guys are lying. You're just trying to tarnish his name. You're trying to get him ran out of town. It's just because you don't like Jair. But I love Jair. You never watched my show, obviously, right? So you get a portion of the fan bases that get in the comments and say, these reporters are full of crap. Are some of them full of crap? Probably. I love that Diana Rossini's holding their feet to the fire, though. Now, the fallout was absolutely hilarious on X with the Bears missing out. Barstool Sports tweeted out this video. I'm sure you've seen it before. It's a man eating soup and drinking wine, folding his handkerchief, his towel, what have you, in the piss-pouring rain, acting like everything is okay. All right, there's no problem whatsoever. And Barstool Sports tweeted it out, said Bears fans, after their 27-year-old center retires and they lost out on Maxx Crosby to the Ravens. So Barstool kind of pressing into Bears screwed the pooch here, right? Drew Dahlman's replacement. This is another thing that happened to the Bears yesterday. And then we're going to move on to some Packers talk, get into this weird Rashawn Gary situation. So Drew Dahlman, guys, you know, I caught a lot of flack last offseason because I liked the Bears offseason. I loved what they did. When everything concluded, I'm like, man, they got better in the trenches. I like the player they drafted, both of them. I like both Luther Burden and Ozzie Trapillo. Now, it sounds like Ozzie Trapillo is dealing with some injuries, so we'll see how that shakes out. That may be the only good year of his career, right? Could be. But I liked what they did with their first 2 picks in the draft. I liked what they did in free agency, bolstering the offensive line, not being afraid of getting aging veterans, right? Getting guys that are going to bring you more experience. It just so happens it worked out against the Packers. How were they able to play their best in that fourth quarter and overcome that 25-point deficit or whatever it was, right? Because they had veterans who were experienced, like a Joe Thuney at guard, like a Drew Dahlman at center, right? Now, things change really quick in the NFL. So obviously Drew Dahlman retires, and they go out and they traded for the Patriots center, Garrett Bradbury. Okay, so Ian Rappaport tweeted out the Patriots are trading the center Garrett Bradbury to the Bears, giving them a new center. The deal can't officially be processed until the new league year begins. Wendell Ferreira tweeted it out and said, going from Drew Dahlman to Garrett Bradbury is a significant downgrade. Now, immediately Bears fans on Twitter acted like, no. Garrett Bradbury is a dominant center. You kidding me? This dude's solid. Oh, they haven't seen the best of him yet either, right? I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know who Garrett Bradbury was. Maybe he's a stud. Go pull the PFF grades. Here is his career PFF grades in Minnesota and then 1 year in New England. 58, 61, 60, 70, 60, 62, 60. You got basically a average center is what you've got. Maybe even some would say below average. Below average to average center is what you got. Only 1 year in New England, they said, we've seen enough. Let's get him out of here, right? So obviously they trade him away. Now, here's just a quick video. You want to know who Garrett Bradbury is? And it's cropped so you could actually see him get his ass handed to him. He's up here, right? This is just practice footage. I think this is from the Vikings, or maybe it was a team-on-team scrimmage. Watch our boy here get handled. You got to love it. Just thrown out of the club. I love how the defensive lineman pointed at him at the end, too. Let's watch it. Let's just embellish in this at half speed for a second. Again, this is the Bears' new starting center as it sits right now. Just getting thrown out of the club. That's the guy that Bears fans are going crazy over. And then, of course, you get the point. You got to love it, right? Absolutely love it. So, again, the Chicago Bears are going to continue to do what the Chicago Bears do. They've created a good base for themselves last year. I feel like they've taken a big step back. How can I say that, right? Well, they allocated more draft picks, absolutely. Okay, that's cool. But you traded away what I think was your best receiver, definitely your second best receiver, okay? If Rome Odunze's injury history continues to play a role in Chicago, what happens to the fact that they traded off DJ Moore, Drew Dahlman retires? You downgraded at the receiver position, you downgraded at the center position, and it sounded like you were trying to push your chips in the middle of the table to go get Maxx Crosby, and you swung and missed on that. As it sits on March the 7th, the Bears team has gotten worse in this young offseason. Now, there's a lot of time left. I will give a full review at the end of the offseason. We may be looking up and going, whoa, Bears turned that around quick. They did really, really nice things. They may go out and be extremely active in free agency. They may knock the draft out of the park. But as it sits right now, there is no one with two brain cells to rub together that could sit here on March the 7th and say the Bears have already gotten better. They've taken a step back at this point as we sit here. So I'm interested to know what you guys and gals think in the comments. If you're watching this video back later, how do you feel about what the Bears did here? What do you think about their fans' reaction to the Maxx Crosby fallout? Let us know in the comments. Make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe, click the bell icon so you catch all of our live streams here in the future and any other content that we drop.